This is December 17th, 2013, and this is what the real Dallas, Texas looks like in December. It's going to warm up to about 70 degrees today. Currently it's probably 55. It's sunny, bright, there's not a cloud in the sky, and we are so happy to have Pam Dyer of Allie, Beth, Allman work with us in reviewing Highland Park and University Park. How are you today, Pam?
I'm doing great, David. This is such a great day for us to see these houses and the whole neighborhood. You're going to love it.
I really think that we are, and you are so gracious to take your time.
Well, it's my pleasure. It is absolutely my pleasure.
Where are we going to go first?
Well, we're going to hit Highland Park first, and we're going to do several houses here just to give you a flavor of Highland Park, and then we're going to move on to University Park. It's two separate cities in the middle of Dallas. They each have their own city council, government, fire station, fire department, police department, but they share a school district and a really highly rated school district. So it's a huge draw to have that school district for this wonderful location.
Well, let's get going.
Let's go.
You know, Pam, while we're getting over there to the first house or two in Highland Park, you know, I just wanted to give you some facts about Highland Park. I don't know whether you know this or not, but at the last census, there were about 8,600 people located in Highland Park. In the late 1800s, the Turtle Creek area was actually built up by a development company, and in the panic of 1893, it kind of slowed everything down. Then a guy by the name of John Armstrong, who had developed parts of Oak Cliff, actually came to Highland Park and chose the name because the land was elevated enough that it kind of looked over, at that time, downtown Dallas. And that was actually 100 years ago, Pam. I know you know this is centennial. 100 years ago, this is when John Armstrong came to this part of the country and founded the town of Highland Park.
Yes, David, we've been having a lot of fun celebrations, celebrating this 100-year birthday, and it's been fun because we've had people of all ages, the grandparents, the great-grandparents, the grandchildren, everybody out celebrating in the park. So it has been a really special year for Highland Park.
Pam, what a lovely home.
Isn't this one beautiful, David? It's what I think of as Italian Renaissance. It's on a double lot in the middle of Highland Park on one of the main, just most beautiful streets of Highland Park. It is a large family home. It has a separate quarters outside that are just wonderful for your kids, and it's a beautiful home.
Pam, you hardly ever see a modern home in this part of town.
This is just a beautifully custom-built home that is, it has the modern flair, but on the interior, it's just beautifully soft living at its best. It's located along Turtle Creek near elementary school. Great location and just a beautiful home.
Another lovely home in Highland Park.
Oh, David, this is one of my favorites. It's a Tudor built in the 20s. Expanded greatly. The current owners eventually bought the lot next door, and it really expanded this home. It is a beautiful Tudor, just one of my favorites. Also along Turtle Creek and very near an elementary school, so convenient for your kids just to walk right over there to school. Perfect.
So you're telling me this house goes right with the centennial, almost 100 years old.
I think it's right in there. It is.
You know, Pam, talking about parks and schools, you know, the Highland Park School District, which, as you mentioned, encompasses also University Park, which we'll visit here a little later, they are, you know, ranked in the top schools of the state of Texas, and I believe they're also ranked in the top schools in the United States.
That's correct, David. They come out very high. The national rankings, we see Highland Park Independent School District on almost every ranking and ranked high in there. It is the major draw, I think, for so many to live here because of the wonderful schools. They are high performing, offer many AP classes and wonderful athletics, arts. They just about have it all. So that is a big draw to living in Highland Park or University Park.
Pam, just while we're riding around, some more facts about Highland Park. At the last census, there were about 3,600 households in the town of Highland Park. About 27% were under the age of 18, and 25% were between the ages of 25 and 44, 30% 45 to 64, and 15% were older than 65 years old. It's kind of interesting to look at the architecture, Pam, of Highland Park, because, believe it or not, some of the roots of the architectural design is actually the same design that's in Beverly Hills. I don't know if you knew that or not.
You know, I think actually I've heard that before, and I think if you've traveled both places, you probably get a real familiarity of that feel. The Park Cities area, University Park and Highland Park, is really just 6 square miles, so it's not a large area. It has a small town feel, but a very affluent feel to it as you drive around.
Let's go see the next house. Classic Highland Park, and maybe classic Beverly Hills.
Absolutely, and throw in a little Mediterranean all at the same time. This one is just, I think it's just beautifully done. It was built really in the 80s, and then the most recent buyer has really just done a lot of work to enhance it. And it just is clean lines, but the Mediterranean flavor also. One of my favorites.
Well, you've been talking to me about the French look, so you finally got one, Pam.
I found one for you, and this one's really exceptional. It's just got beautiful lines. It looks like an older home, that maybe a newer home. It just fits it checks every box if you're looking for a French chateau look. This is it. It's on a very private dead-end street and no traffic, and you don't even feel like you're in the middle of Dallas right here.
Pam, this is an interesting location the way this house is, because the side of the house is actually on Lakeside, which is a famous street in this part of Highland Park, because every house generally on Lakeside faces Turtle Creek, which runs right through the heart of Highland Park. Instead, it faces Miramar. So tell us about this one.
Well, it's a perfect location because you have the private street of Miramar, but then you look out your windows in most parts of this house and have the view of Turtle Creek. Colonial home that has been here a while but doesn't look like it's been here for a while. It's just a beautiful setting with you almost feel like you have a private creek right out your door. So lovely. This one's lovely. David, now we're on the famous Lakeside Drive. Beautiful estates all along this street, looking out on Turtle Creek. Perfect day today because the ducks are out swimming, and serene living right here in the middle of Dallas, Texas, that you do not feel the hustle and bustle of the big city. This is a typical estate that we find along this street. This is just a very popular place to be if you can afford it.
Pam, you know, we're here on Lakeside and we're across from Turtle Creek, which the entire community can utilize just as a great park, a great scenic area. You can watch the ducks, you can sit on the park bench and just watch the world go by. It's just a beautiful area. And you know, the other thing, throughout the Park Cities, there are parks all through it. And just the amenities of living here, there's nothing like this anywhere in the entire Metroplex area.
David, that's so true. What's so nice about this is you really can just take an afternoon stroll, bring your picnic, sit out by the water. We see lots of family photographs being made right along here because it is so beautiful. It's just another one of the amenities of living in this beautiful area, and the parks are a great pride of everyone that lives here. And extra care is given by both cities, Highland Park and University Park, and making sure that they stay beautiful, and they really do. They do a great job of it.
You know, Pam, indicative of the types of parks and the way the culture is in this part of town, we just passed the Ashley Pretty Memorial Fountain, and which is enclosed in the Margaret Crow Plaza. And what a beautiful fountain that kind of accents this entire part of town. You know, one of the things that I like about this part of town is how central it is to all of the amenities of the entire Metroplex area. So how do you feel about that, Pam?
It's very, very centrally located. We're located between Central Expressway and the North Dallas Tollway, which are major north-south arteries to get up and down through the Metroplex. We're 10 minutes from Love Field and about 30 minutes from DFW Airport. So it's a wonderful access point to have, whether you work downtown or out further north.
And shopping, Pam, I know every woman in the United States loves to shop, and I know you're no different. You always look so good. You're so fashionable, and I know you live in the Park Cities. Tell us where you can shop here.
Oh my gosh! Well, my favorite subject besides selling houses. Highland Park Village is located right in Highland Park, and it is actually a historical site. It was built in the 1930s, and it was actually built because the neighbors wanted to have a grocery store for their wives that had built houses here out away from downtown Dallas. So it has very, very high-end shopping. You would probably feel right at home if you like Rodeo Drive, but it also has the grocery store and lots of neighborhood restaurants, easy to walk to from a good many parts of Highland Park, and certainly a focal point of our community. As we head into University Park, then we have even more shopping. We have Preston Center, Preston Plaza. There again, lots of local wonderful stores, boutiques, and restaurants. A very good meeting place for lots of people that live around here in the area. And the third place is actually Snyder Plaza, that's located in University Park, and it is across the street from Southern Methodist University. Many small little boutiques again, and more than a few really great little local restaurants. So there's no shortage of a place to shop around here. You could, in this little 6 square miles, you could do some damage if you wanted to.
Pam, you're taking us now to University Park, and just a couple little historical items about University Park. It's not quite as old as Highland Park. In fact, it's got a few more years to go before we're going to celebrate the centennial, because it was formed in 1924 legally, and so we got another 11 years to go from now. The other thing about University Park is I think that the people there are slightly younger. I'm not going to go through all of the statistics. It's north of Highland Park, so it's getting closer to mainstream Dallas. So we're glad you took us here. And where are we right now?
Well, we're just immediately north of Highland Park. We're adjacent to Highland Park on the southern boundary of University Park. And I think, as I mentioned before, these two cities actually share the one school district. So in many people's eyes, it's sort of one city, but in truth it is two. I think we've referred to it as the Park Cities. We have two, as I've mentioned, two separate governments, two separate mayors, fire department and police department. So just as you go north from Highland Park, you find yourself immediately into University Park.
And where are we now?
We are now in Voc Estates, and Voc Estates is the main estate area of University Park. In this area you can actually get some acreage, say 1 to 2 to 3, maybe even 3 acres of land, which is hard to come by in our smaller cities. But expensive, but beautiful homes with more grounds than you find in the typical neighborhood in the Park Cities.
This is a beautiful, extremely large home here in Voc Estates.
Yeah, this is a really good example on what you can do when you get a little extra land around, because you can have beautiful grounds. This colonial just shines when it has this much land to present itself on. I think this is a good example for the Voc Estates area, and it highlights what that extra land can do. Of course, it does come with a price tag.
What a great house here in University Park. It looks like a hacienda in Mexico.
It's definitely the Mexican hacienda flair, and I think what's so special about this one, since we're still in Voc Estates, is it really takes this extra amount of land to really show off this spectacular home. We're close to Mexico. This is just a really wonderful flavor for this neighborhood. A little bit unusual and certainly stands out. David, I love this one because we're headed now into the heart of University Park, and I just love the setting of this house. It's a beautiful Tudor. It's on a little bit larger lot than most of the neighborhood, and it looks like someplace I want to live. David, this is a fun example to see of Mediterranean mixed up maybe with a little bit of English Tudor over kind of the brick on the other far end of it, on the right side of it. This is on a double lot in University Park, just a home that shows beautifully. David, this is a custom built new construction that I just love the look at. It's very clean lines, it's very classic, perfect location right in sort of the middle of University Park, and I love the house, and I thought you would like it too.
Really a classic Mediterranean, Pam.
Oh, it is a beautiful Mediterranean. I really love how the tile roof with the white stucco, it just accents the whole total house. Love this one.
Pam, University Park, just to the north of Highland Park, as you've already mentioned, both of these cities have great amenities such as lots of parks, and University Park is no exception. There's at least 3 or 4 major parks in University Park. Gore Park, which is near City Hall, and they've got the great gazebo there. You've got Williams Park, which is right there on Turtle Creek. Just unbelievably gorgeous views, particularly on a day like today. And you've also got Curtis Park, which, of course, that's the park that's got the aquatic center and also portions of Turtle Creek. You just can't say enough about the lifestyle here.
As I've said over and over again, you can't really believe that you're in the middle of a major metroplex area in the United States. It's just idyllic in living, and combine that with a world-class school system, it just all the pieces all fit together.
Pam, this is the end of the tour. You've been so gracious. You're such a pleasure to be with. You're so adorable, and to take your time and to Allie, Beth, Allman allow you to have this time. It's just been such a pleasure, and we couldn't have done it without you. You're so knowledgeable about the area. You've been in and out of so many of these homes, and it's just been, again, a pleasure to be with you today, and we can't thank you enough. So tell anyone that's looking at this video exactly how to get in touch with you if they'd like to learn more about Allie Beth Allman, or if they'd like to learn more about the real estate or the amenities in this community.
Well, David, it has certainly been my pleasure. There's just nothing more fun than to show off this beautiful community. I work with Allie Beth Allman and Associates. We are the premier brokerage here in the Park Cities for University Park and Highland Park. And I have worked there for a long time, and love showing all of our community. It's just a wonderful place to raise a family, close to every amenity, as we've been pointing out. If you're coming to Dallas, I would love to show you around. I can be reached at 214-906-9685, and I hope you'll come soon.